Hello again, whiskey fans. I'm here with a very popular little value bourbon, the Evans & Williams Single Barrel. They advertise when they put it in the oak. You can see that they put it in 2001. And then they also say what date they bottle it, and so you can get a pretty good age statement on this. So this is a 10-year-old bourbon. And it's a 10-year-old bourbon at a pretty good price. This usually runs about $24, $25. About the same price as Maker's Mark. And the smell is pleasant to say the least. Some caramel, oak. I may be primed to say that, but I still smelled it. Flowers. A very nice bouquet. The taste. Spice. Hint of mint. Coming back with a kind of caramely vanilla. And those two flavors are really mixed together. Quite nice, actually. A little bit more pronounced cinnamon there. That taste. I assume there's some rye in here. Now, Evans & Williams isn't known for their quality, although I think they are respected for their price range. And we may do a series on them to kind of see what we've got down there, because, you know, I have a high opinion of cheap whiskey. But this is quite a good whiskey. Almost a Jim Beam-like flavor comes in there. Very heavy caramel. A lot more spice notes, though. So this is a fairly good value whiskey. Value for whiskey. I shouldn't call this a value whiskey, because certainly when you see something priced at $25, you're not thinking, wow, that's cheap. But given for a single barrel, for a whiskey marketed as single barrel, I should say, that's extremely cheap. Now the smell has transitioned much more to the spice notes. That cinnamon and caramel. Maybe a hint of mint there. Really coming through now. Magic spot right there. I don't know how much I cut it, but that's the magic spot. Now you're not getting so much the bean flavor. But instead, as we were discussing, a slight cinnamon and mint mixed in with caramel and vanilla. A really nice flavor at this moment. This is the magic point. I don't know how much I had to cut it to get there. I wish I did, but I found it. So, bottom line on this one is that this is a strong recommendation. I almost think this is one to keep in stock. again, I typically don't like to keep in stock the whiskeys that are more expensive, just because I kind of like to rotate the more expensive, have a couple of more expensive ones in my refrigerator all the time. But since there's so many options there, I like to rotate it, what I have there, while keeping a certain set of kind of cheaper ones like Bullet Rye, Maker's Mark, Woodford Reserve, none of which are really cheap but are more affordable, always in stock. And so this is almost at that level where the quality is so high that given the price, I think you keep it in stock. And that's really the highest compliment I think I can pay a whiskey, is to say, stock this. There are very few whiskeys that I feel that way about. We listed most of them. There's a couple scotches I feel that way about. Glenmorangie. And for a blend black bottle, I kind of like to keep in stock. So, you really... You're not going to beat this price for a single barrel. And as we talked about in the Jack Daniels review, while Evans-Williams isn't necessarily known for their quality, they produce a lot of whiskey, so they're going to have a lot of barrels to choose from. And it appears their distiller does know his stuff. And so this becomes a very good whiskey. Again, you're going to have variation by it, but this is one to pick up. Strongly recommended here, folks. That's all I got. See ya.